teach us about acting and learning how to be better people and better actors and learning how to use our gifts and talents that we have to bring praise to Jesus. So, please join me in welcoming to the stage the Performing Arts Camp actors. For many years, the Israelites, also known as the children of God, were enslaved by the Egyptians. Moses was one of the Israelites, but through God's great plan for Moses' life, Moses actually grew up in the Egyptian palace, then left, met God in the wilderness in the form of a fiery, burning bush, and then returned to set his people free. Now, it took 10 deadly plagues sent by God through Moses before Pharaoh agreed to let the children of Israel go. But in time, the Israelites were allowed to pack up and move out. Now, no sooner had they gotten out of sight, however, did Pharaoh change his mind and decide he wanted them back. So he sent his mighty army to capture his slaves and return them to him. The captain told the Pharaoh not to worry, that they would capture the Israelites in no time. The captain turned to his army. He raised his fist and said, "Prepare for battle!" Yeah! Now the Egyptian army was big and strong, but like most armies, they had to warm up before going into battle. The captain led his soldiers in 5 jumping jacks. Next, they ran in place for 5 seconds. After completing a few more exercises, they finally put on their armor and picked up their weapons and got ready. And then, with a mighty roar, I said a mighty roar, they headed off into the desert to capture the Israelites. They shouted, and off they did go, thundering into the desert. Now, meanwhile, at the Israelite campsite near the shore, the Israelites didn't know that Pharaoh's army was coming. The children of Israel were busy celebrating their freedom. But as they celebrated, the Israelites realized that in the distance, crashing toward them in hundreds of chariots, was the Egyptian army. The children of Israel stopped celebrating and started shaking and trembling. They opened their mouths and screamed. Moses raised his hands to get their attention, to remind them that God still had a great plan for them. Closing in fast. The Israelites are trapped on the banks of the Red Sea. What will happen now? Are they done for? What about that great plan that God promised he had for them? Let's keep watching.
Oh God, we are your people. Save us!
With a mighty rushing sound, God split the Red Sea in half and a dry path formed straight down the middle so that the Israelites could cross and escape the Egyptians. The Egyptians reached the banks of the sea and were shocked. How could this have happened?
What?
The Egyptians all started down the path and into the sea. At first, things were going fine, but when the whole army had reached the middle, God allowed the walls of water to fall, crashing down onto the army and wiping them all out. had subsided and the children of Israel realized what had happened, they all rejoiced and jumped up and down for joy. Then they did a victory dance. They even gave each other some high fives. God has a great plan for your life too. No matter who you are or what you've done, He loves you and wants nothing more than to be with you. Place your trust in Him and He will always be by your side. The end.